And for her, I've been last 15 or 20 years writing what I call family stories. People call them memoir, I call them family stories for her. And they're always written addressed to her, as if I were talking to her or writing a letter. And this is a short one that I wrote to her, one of the chapters, called Confession. It's a story about her mother when her mother, whose birthday is today, was a little girl. RP, my daughter's name is Ruth Pearl, hyphenated, so in the family she was called RP. RP was uncharacteristically quiet during supper that winter night, her thick black pigtail skimming just off her shoulders, her cherub cheeks naturally rouged by the cold Wisconsin winds she had leaned against on her way home from school. "How was school today?" I asked, not for the first time in her young lifetime. Her school day was much shorter than mine, ending at 2:30, while my classes in graduate school at the university downtown kept me there until at least 5 on the best days. As usual, she had stayed with our neighbor, her classmate's mom, with whom I had an arrangement for her after-school care. I noticed today she was subdued, lacking the excitement she usually radiated after coming home from her favorite activity, learning new things. My question hung above the table, frozen. I could see the mental activity going on inside that 7-year-old head, bowed in reflection over her plate, food hardly touched. Finally, she answered, "I think my teacher's going to call you in." "What?" "I think my teacher's going to call you in, you know, for a conference?" "Yeah." Before I could figure out what to say, she continued, "Because I did something wrong." Her voice was strong and clear, factual, open, confessional. "You did something wrong?" I was incredulous. This was my daughter. My smart, no, brilliant daughter. The child who was never naughty, seemed to know innately the right thing to do, never got in trouble with teachers, even in preschool daycare. This sponge of a mind who loved learning, loved school, loved teachers. What was she saying? "Well, I didn't do anything. I just didn't do what the teacher told me to do." "What was that? You were supposed to do something and you didn't do it? What did she tell you to do?" RP nodded yes, looked straight into my face. I was puzzled by what wasn't there. No rebelliousness, only sadness catching me a little off guard. "Tell me what happened." "Well, you know there's this boy in our class, Jason?" I nodded. "Well, lots of times he doesn't get things right, and he's in the slow reading group, but he's not mean or anything." Her voice trailed off a little, and I could see her remembering him, picturing him. "Yeah," I coaxed. "Well, today after our reading lesson, the teacher made Jason stand up in front of the whole class, and then she said we should all look at him because if we don't try hard and learn things, we'll end up just like him." Oh. She paused for just a moment, looking like a soldier ready to take his lumps for being AWOL. "But I didn't look at him," she continued. "I just looked down at my desk. I didn't do what she said." She was looking at my face, waiting, I guess, to see what my punishment would be. "How do you know that?" I wondered silently. But I said, after swallowing the lump in my throat, "You did the right thing, and when your teacher talks to me, I will tell her that." Years later, as you know, this is to my granddaughter, years later, as you know, your mom became a professor of philosophy, specializing in ethics. That's true.